Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Matthew here with Crescentvale. We're doing a self-graded card review of two different, similar but different parallels of the You Crashed the Game series. This is Michael Jordan. We got gold and silver. Let's see the year on this. I believe it's 1996, 1997. I want to double check real quick for you. Yeah, I believe these were manufactured in 1996, so Kobe's rookie year. So these are a bit of the similar ones that we got from Kobe. Before we get into these two specific, I want to do the disclaimer. We do every video, every posting, every listing, every article. The grades are not guaranteed to cross over to other grading companies. The grades are not guaranteed to increase or decrease the monetary value of the card. They're basically my best assessment assessing the condition of the card. So you can see these two cards here. Similar, 1996, 1997. Upper Deck, You Crashed the Game. There's the gold on the left, silver on the right. I've seen some listings on eBay where people try to pass off gold to silver. We will never do that. We will always give you the most accurate description, the most accurate condition of the card. But let's just take a look back at a card that we graded recently, and this got a 9. The centering, 9.5, and our other grades, 9s, or corners got an 8. Is that correct? Corners got an 8 on this. So you can kind of see a little bit of the conditioning on the corners of this card. So a little bit of whitening on there. Any whitening on the back? Just the front corners. A little bit down there. But anywho, you can kind of see like our subgrade. So it's a 9.5, a 9 on the edges, corners 8, and then surface 9. So this card got a 9. Now I cross-referenced this card, very similar cards to this, and I've seen 8s and 9s. And to be honest, that's where these two cards land, in between an 8 and a 9. And that's the subjectivity side. It's a little bit difficult to grading sports cards. There's really no defined way of saying, okay, well, these corners equal this based on this criteria. There's a degradation, the amount of wear that a corner has will determine the grade that it gets. Sharp, crisp corners, no flaws, perfect condition could get a 10. I think we did a 9.5. Let's see here. This card got a 9.5 on the corners. So you can kind of see like a corners of a 9.5 for me. It's like very little wear, extremely sharp corners. So that's what I look for when I look for a 9.5. In corners, and a 10 is very difficult to get. It almost has to be packed fresh, almost has to be held in extremely good condition to be able to get a 10 corners. I rarely ever give out 10 corners. Those are very difficult to achieve just because that's where you put a card in a penny sleeve, in a binder, no matter what. That's going to be kind of sometimes where you get wear. It's just part of the situation. So 10 corners is hard to get. Now we have two cards here. We'll take a look at the silver first, and we'll kind of just talk through the grades for each. We'll do the corners and the edges all in one real quick. You can kind of see a little bit here. This centering actually is a little bit tighter than the other one, which I gave a 9.5. When I say tighter, it's basically more symmetrical to the top, to the left side. And then there's a bit of room on the right side between the number box and the edge. So overall, this is leaning towards 9.5 for centering for me. A little more room on the back on the left side versus the right side. The logos is a great area to find, so you can also see a little bit more room, and the logo also corresponds with that border box. So 9.5 on the centering for the first one, for the silver. And while we have just talked about centering for that card, let's go ahead and talk about centering for this card. Very similar, spacing in the top to the left. So let's take a look at the back and see if we can get any more close to perfection as far as the spacing left to right here. It's very similar, so it's probably also going to get a 9.5. The spacing between the logo on this logo here, it's actually really symmetrical, so it's in between a 9.5 and a 10. I'm going to go 9.5 for centering on both of these, because I foresee them having just, this could actually be closer to a 10, the gold. So I will give the gold a 10 because that back area does look really clean. And overall, I do think that it warrants a 10. So we have a 9.5 on the silver centering and a 10 on the gold. Okay, now we're going to take a look at corners and edges we were already kind of talking about. So corners on this one, that's about a 9. Top edge is about an 8.5 to an 8. It's about an 8.5 on the right edge. 8.5 to 9 on that corner. 8.5 to 9 on that corner. This edge, 9.5. 9.5. Oh, there's a dip there, so 9. 9 on the edge here, so we're kind of feeling 8.5 on corners on the front and 8.5 on edges as well. That's for the silver card. So yeah, this back is probably going to lean towards an 8 on the edges, 8.5 on the corners. So that's where we're going to land on that. 8 on the edges for the silver, 8 on the edges, and 8.5 on the corners. So we're currently around an 8.5 on the silver, getting close. The surface will push it either between an 8.5 and a 9, and we'll also run it through Grok's AI system to see what Grok rates it. All right, so now we're taking a look at the edges and the corners here. So that top corner is about a 9.5. Top edge in between 8.5 and 9. That's around a 9 corner there. About a 8.5 to 9 corner there. Edge, kind of a chip in the bottom of it, so 8.5 on that edge. About a 9.95 on that edge. About a 9.95 on that edge at the bottom. Not many. A little bit of a imperfection on that top kind of corner. Did we already rate the corners for the gold? Not yet. So I'm probably leaning towards an 8.5 to a 9 on the edges, or on the edges and the corners for the gold. Probably gonna go 8.5 on the edges for the gold and a 9 for the corners. So we have a surface left on both. Let's take a look and see if we find any imperfections. Not a lot, maybe a fingerprint that I need to polish up right before we sell it off and ship it out. So these cards, they're in good condition over almost close to 30 years of having them. They were made with, I'm pretty sure this is like a paper card stock. So it kind of holds up pretty well over time. About a 9.5 on the surface for that one. Didn't see any imperfection besides the fingerprint, similar to the one on this card. And we will clean those up. So there's like a bit of a reflection on his arm. So if you can see that, like, it's, I don't know if it's a bicep or what the preferred term is. You can kind of see a bit of a closer shot here. But it's a nice thing about having multiple copies of the same card is you can sit there and say, like, well, is that a piece of debris or is that actually a surface-related issue? So we gave this one a 9.5 because we didn't really see hardly any issues. Maybe just small scuffs, but really nothing major. But this one, the gold, we may have to drop down to an 8.5 because of the, you could kind of see in the bicep. It's, I don't know if it's a piece of debris. I can't sit here and say, we can try cleaning it a little bit. We will see if this is a piece of debris or possibly an imperfection on the surface. So yeah, I am leaning towards an imperfection on the surface. And you can't really see a dimple to it. It's just, can't totally identify what the imperfection is, but a slight imperfection. So we could give that a 9 on that surface, where we gave the other one a 9.5. So that's where I'm leaning towards on the gold, is a 9 on the surface. Surface 9. This other one we gave a 9.5, the silver. Okay, so these two equal out at a 9. 9 and an 8 equal out at 8.5. 8.5 and a 9.5 equal out a 9. So silver gets a 9 after we average out all our scores. 2 9s, a 10, and an 8.5. So we could do a 10 to a 9 and a 10 equals a 9.5. A 9.5 and an 8.5 equal out to a 9, so 2 9s. So 9s on both cards. And that is about as accurate as I can get. You saw the other 9 there. So the subgrades, I think, really tell a full story on where there could be imperfections on this card. And one could even possibly go surface on this gold. We gave the surface a 9. Let's move it to an 8.5. It still leaves the card at a 9 overall because there was one 9, one 8.5. But yeah, that is as close to the accuracy as I can get for this card. Thank you for watching. Continue to watch and have a great day.